Welcome to this week's edition of the Auburn Softball Report. We talk it over with Tigers head coach Clint Myers. Auburn goes 2-2 this past week. A non-conference victory against Alabama in Montgomery. And then after dropping the first two games at Georgia, the Tigers won the final game at Georgia. Now gets ready for 4 straight games at home. The Tigers will host Alabama State on Wednesday night before Texas A&M comes to town for the weekend. Congratulations on the bookend wins, Coach. The win against Alabama in Montgomery in front of a great crowd, great atmosphere at Lagoon Park, and then snapping a losing streak in the SEC and getting, I'm sure, what you felt was a must-win on Sunday against Georgia on the road.
Oh, very true. We played very well against Alabama and didn't play so well on the doubleheader we were forced to play because of rain on Friday, so we had to play the doubleheader on Saturday, and we just did not perform like we were capable. We came back out, regrouped, and then on Sunday we pitched it well. We played great defense, and boy, I tell you what, we swung the bats, had 14 hits, so it was a very good day.
If you were watching or just following along, looking at the stats of the Saturday doubleheader, it appeared that Georgia hit the ball well, especially in game one of that. But and when you said we came out on Sunday, hit the ball well, pitched the ball well, I mean, was it more than just the fact that Georgia hit the ball around the ballpark on Saturday, or was there more to it?
Well, Georgia is a good offensive team. There's no doubt about it. They go up there and they get their money's worth. But the pitches that they got to hit were not the type of pitches we're trying to throw. We made way too many mistakes over the center of the plate, and then you couple that with when you tried to go outside, you missed, and I think there was in the doubleheader 13 either hit by pitches or walks. So I mean that's way too many free passes to give a good team those opportunities. I mean they hit a few home runs, but every home run had somebody on base. It wasn't a solo shot. I mean it wasn't like we made a mistake with the bases empty, and we made the mistake when times we needed to make pitches.
You've talked a couple times this season when you're talking about your pitchers about a plan of attack.
Yes.
I'm guessing Saturday didn't necessarily match the plan of attack that you were looking at.
No, but I mean, you got to figure we're 47 games into the season, and to have the way we pitched in the 47th game, I mean, it happens. I mean, it's proven that it's just one of those things. We have a term that we don't use on the air, but
okay, we'll keep it that way.
That's it, But it's stuff happens, and it's how you handle the stuff. And we came back. The same girl, Lexi, went out there, gave him 1 run on the third game, and she pitched like she could. She hit her spots. She was spot on. She made a couple mistakes only. I mean, and if you're making only a couple mistakes in a 7-inning ball game, that's pretty darn good. And so it's the ability to let go. It's the ability to go out there and do the things that you prepare for, which we clearly did on Sunday.
I know that the Wednesday win against Alabama did not count in the standings, but that did count with regard to Auburn, and it has to count when you look at the RPI and possible postseason play as well.
I hope so. I mean, that was a fun situation. We had 3,000 people. Probably 2,000 of them were for Alabama, but there were still 3,000 people there. And we played awfully well, and we went out there and we've got the 3 ingredients. We had good pitching. Marcy Harper just pitched phenomenally. It was nice to have her back pitching like she can. We played phenomenal defense. We made some great plays. Kelsey Bogart's a shortstop. I mean, phenomenal. We had a play in left field, throw into second base, and Emily's tag. I mean, and there was a lot of little things that went on. And then you look at the timely hitting. We score in the first, so. We set a stage right away, and when we're not used to being on top early, it was kind of nice, and they just kept going. There was no quit, and that's the type of offense we've got to generate.
All right, let's talk a little postseason if we can right now before we look at the week ahead with Alabama State and Texas A&M. Where do you feel your ball club is right now, and how does it need to finish this season to be in the postseason conversation?
Well, we said at the very beginning, we're not going to make excuses. We're going to get what we earn. We're not going to be looking for help from somebody else. And currently we're tied for 10th, and they only take 10 teams.
To the SEC tournament you're talking about, right?
We've got to go out and we've got to win. We've got six conference games against good opponents, and both opponents are ahead of us. So we have to go out and win. I mean, there's no ands, ifs, or buts. We will determine our own destiny, and what we get is what we deserve. So, it's just one of those things. Do I think we're a postseason team? Most definitely. In fact, I think, last week or the week before, I thought that we were actually a possibility of hosting, a regional because of where we were at in the rankings and how we could finish, that out. I'm not sure if we can get to the top 16, but our RPI is in the top 25. Our ranking right now is in the top 25. So that's good for us. And we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna be playing teams that are ahead of us. So there's no ands, ifs, or buts. We got to win.
All right, it all starts Wednesday night. The Tigers host Alabama A&M in a Alabama State in a non-conference game, and then you get as you mentioned, a good Texas A&M team coming in here this weekend.
Yeah, Wednesday is Pink Out Night. We're going to honor all cancer survivors, and Coach Evans is going to come out and throw the first pitch. I mean, who better to be out there in the center and to highlight with the struggles that she had. She's a phenomenal lady, phenomenal coach, and got to be an ambassador to fight for cancer.
All right, that's Wednesday night, 6:00 at J.B. Moore Field against Alabama State, and then A&M here on the weekend. Coach, talk about the Aggies a little bit, if you would.
I mean, they are a very good offensive team. They're a very good defensive team. If they have a weakness, it will be in the circle. But they found enough pitching to be ahead of us. So we've got to go out there and swing the bats. We got to pitch it well, and we got to play good defense. A&M has been a perennial power over the last Coach Evans her era there at A&M. They've been to the College World Series. They were in a championship game in 2008. So, you're going to get a team that's well coached and with very, very good athletes. And, we've got to go out and play Auburn softball. And if, we talk about it doesn't matter who's in the dugout. Our goal is to play one way every time. And that's what we got to do. And if we can do that, then we'll be in the top 10.
All the best to you, War Eagle.
War Eagle, and thanks, Andy.
Tigers head coach Clint Myers on the Auburn Softball Report.